There's something about the kitchens of the past that just stays with you. I can still see it now. Sunlight spilling across a wooden floor, the smell of bread baking, the gentle hum of the old radio in the corner. 1. The cast iron meat grinder. It was heavy, solid, clamped right to the edge of the kitchen table like it belonged there. Grandma would cut the meat herself, feed it into the top, and slowly turn that crank. The sound clink, grind, was steady and sure. As a kid, I'd stand right there, watching the neat strands come out like magic. She'd always say, "Fresh is best." And when you tasted the results, you understood exactly what she meant. These days, you can buy ground meat in seconds. But back then, grinding it yourself wasn't just about cooking. It was about knowing exactly what was on your plate. 2. The butter churn. Tucked in a corner, tall and simple, with a long wooden handle. Making butter wasn't quick, but it was beautiful in its own way. You'd pour in the cream, and then came the steady motion up, down, up, down. The sound was soft, almost like water in a pail. Slowly, you'd see it change, cream turning thick, golden, ready to spread. When Grandma cut into a fresh loaf of bread and smeared that butter across the warm slice, there wasn't a store in the world that could compete. 3. The hand crank egg beater. Light in the hand, shiny in the sunlight, and always ready for action. You turn the handle, the beaters spinning in perfect circles. That gentle clicking sound was as familiar as the ticking of clock. If you were helping bake a cake, you hoped you'd be the one to lick the frosting off the beaters afterward. Electric mixers are quicker, sure, but the hand crank made you feel connected, like you were part of the recipe itself. 4. The glass butter dish with lid. On Grandma's table, butter had a place of honor. It sat in a clear glass dish, sometimes decorated with tiny etched flowers, sometimes plain and smooth. The lid fit perfectly, and underneath was a soft golden block, always ready for toast, biscuits, or cornbread. It was simple, practical, but also felt like home. Today's plastic tubs in the fridge just don't have the same warmth. 5. The coffee percolator. You didn't just make coffee in a percolator. You experienced it. That slow, steady perk as hot water bubbled up through the grounds. The smell drifting through the whole house, wrapping around you before you'd even opened your eyes. It took longer, yes, but the first sip was worth every second. Even now, I think percolator coffee might just be the richest, most comforting cup you can have. 6. The cherry pitter. Every summer, it came out of the drawer. A little gadget, easy to hold, but oh so satisfying. You drop in a cherry, press the lever, and pop, out went the pit. Your fingertips would end up stained red, the counter dotted with juice, but the kitchen smelled like pure summer. Sure, you could buy cherries ready to eat now, but back then, pitting them was part of the joy. 7. The potato ricer. It looked like a giant garlic press and made the fluffiest mashed potatoes you've ever tasted. You'd place a steaming potato inside, press the handles, and out came perfect, soft strands. Mixed with butter and cream, they melted in your mouth. Instant potatoes are faster, mixers are easier, but they don't make mash that feels like a cloud on your tongue. 8. The manual ice cream maker. This wasn't just a kitchen tool, it was an event. A wooden bucket, ice, rock salt, and a crank. Everyone took turns, laughing, pretending not to get tired, knowing something wonderful was coming. And when that lid finally came off, there it was. Cold, creamy, sweet as summer itself. 9. The flour sifter. Just a simple tin cylinder with a crank on the side, but in the right hands, it felt like magic. You'd pour in the flour, turn the handle, and it would fall like fresh snow into the bowl. Helping Grandma sift was an honor. You'd stand on a chair, careful not to spill, breathing in the scent of sugar and cinnamon. Pre-sifted flour is convenient, but it can't replace the memory of that soft, steady crank and the promise of cookies in the oven. 10. The tin bread box. It sat right on the counter, painted with flowers or stripes, its lid closing with a soft little click. Inside was the family's bread, sometimes store-bought, often homemade. Opening it felt special, like lifting the lid on a little treasure chest. Plastic bags keep bread fresh longer. but they'll never give you that same sense of comfort as a bread box waiting on the counter, ready for the next meal. These tools were never just about making food. They were about making moments. They brought people together, whether it was cranking ice cream on a summer evening, sifting flour on a Saturday afternoon, or waking up to the smell of coffee. They carried the heartbeat of the home in every turn, every scrape, every gentle click.